are going to proceed in implicit differentiation in basic calculus subject. So last video, I already discussed about the higher differentiation or higher derivatives. So still, the higher derivatives is still applied to this. So let's see by watching this video till the end. So let us begin. When we say implicit derivatives, we have seen that a function are not always given in the form y is equal to f of x, that that represents a function, but in any more complicated form that makes it difficult or impossible to express y explicitly in terms of x. Such functions are called implicit functions, and y is said to be defined implicitly. Okay, so before we discuss the whole lesson about it, in your English subjects, we have two types of sentence. So we have implicit and explicit sentence. So what is the another term for implicit, and what is the another term for explicit? So in that sentence is also called the direct and indirect sentences in your English class. So still here, so we have two kinds of functions, such as we have implicit and explicit functions. Sa mga nakarang lessons ko, that is called explicit functions. So para ma-define natin, ngayon, I already post this in my IG as my story. So I have one respondent who says the difference between the two is their variables. So tama na, that is correct, no? So as you can see here, we have only y variable here. Then the second one, we have two, both sides, but here it has only y in the left side, here both sides. So now this one calls explicit functions, and the second one called implicit functions. As you can see, sa sentence nga, kung ito, direct, kasi madali lang hanapin, ito na papakialaman nyo. Sa implicit, we have two. O, diba? Yun po yung sinasabi ko. Next. We have some steps of finding the derivative of the implicit functions. So number one, so differentiate each term. So PS, derivative of terms with y is always multiplied to y prime, such as the derivative function that symbolized by y prime. Solve for y prime. Simplify if possible. The two steps lang, di ba? Now, we have solved problem number 2. Actually, yung solve problem number 1 nasa higher derivative. Sabi ko nga, continuous ang solve problem numbers when it comes in one presentation. Kasi one presentation lang to eh. But I separate the two lessons in a videos. So, going back, so we have xy is equal to x plus y. So, how are you going to find the derivative of this? Using the standard solution, so here, ito, kung mapapansin nyo, kung mapapansin nyo, this will be used a product rule. This is your u, this is your v. So, your u dv plus v du. So, ano ang derivative ni y? 1. So, in your steps, the derivative of terms with y, you're going to multiply it into 2y prime. No? Ito, but wala siyang y prime dito? Y lang naman eh. Hindi naman derivative of y. So, we have y times the derivative of x, 1. Equals, ito, hanapan yung derivative to. Derivative ni x, 1, plus derivative ni y, 1, times y prime. Now, you are going now to simplify. Ito na ngayon, ano? So, x times 1, x times y prime, xy prime, plus y times 1 is equal to y, equals 1 plus 1 times y prime is equal to y prime, or 1 y prime or y prime directly. Next. How about now? Ano pong ginawa natin? Para ma-simplify natin, yung may y prime para magkaroon ng same terms, ilipat nyo dito sa kabila at yung y ilipat din dito sa kabila. Ito na yung lumabas. So kapag nagtatranspose tayo, ang sign nito ay papalitan natin kapag nalipat na same way dito. Gaya nito, positive to, nilipat mo dun sa kabila, negative y. Itong positive y prime, nilipat dito sa kabila, negative y prime. Okay? Now, you're going to simplify. So, paano po nagaganto? So, ito, you are going to factor this using the GCMF. What is the GCMF? The greatest common monomial factor. So, what is it? Y prime. So, ngayon, divide nyo to, ito natira. Divide mo to, negative 1 ang natira. So, what can we do next? Divide both sides of equation into x minus 1. So, yun. Katabi niya kasi x minus 1, di ba? Ayan. Then, what is the answer? So, we have the first derivative such as we have 1 minus y all over x minus 1. Now, so we have alternative formula or solution only applied for implicit differentiation. So this is the formula. Alternative. So we have the derivative function in terms of x, in terms of variable x, and we have the derivative function in terms of y. Negative kung ano yung result nito. So, yan po yung alternative steps. So, number 1, write a function into single function of the left side of the equation. Next, differentiate each term. So, by finding the derivative function in terms of y, assume that y is a constant. And otherwise, by finding the derivative function in terms of y, assume that x is constant. Then, 3 is solved for derivative. I-simplify if possible, of course. So, problem number 2. So, ganun lang. Ngayon, ilipat nyo using alternative solution So, ilipat nyo to dun sa kabila. So, yung signs nito magiging negative since positive itong mga nilipat nyo Now, by finding the derivative function in terms of x, now, ano ang derivative? Imagination, kunwari, ano ang derivative? Dito. What is the derivative of xy? So, using the product, we are going to use the product rule, of course, diba? Product rule. So, since ito, derivative ayun. So, what is the derivative of x? 1. So, let us imagine ito yung constant. So, y times 1, y. What is the derivative of x? Negative 1. What is the derivative of y such as in terms of x? This is constant, so 0. Anong natira? Y minus 1. How about this? So we have the derivative function in terms of y is equal to x minus 1. Paano? Derivative ni x. So, derivative ni y, 1. So, ito naman yung constant nyo x times 1 is x minus, anong derivative nito in terms of y? 0. Kasi kung imagine nyo, ito yung constant minus derivative ni y, 1. Alright? Ito na yon. So, ito. Yung derivative ito, then x minus 1. So, ito rin yung sagot. Kagaya nung kanina. Diba? Pero kayo, saan kayo masaya kung saan kayo mas nadadala? Ito, I admit, nung pinag-aaralan ko pa lang to, nalilito din ako. I admit it. No? So, let us proceed. Now, you are going to find the first and second derivative of this function at the point 1, 2. Ngayon, wag nyo munang pansinin yung at the point 1, 2. Wag nyo muna itong pansinin. Ngayon, hanapin muna natin yung first derivative and the second derivative. Ngayon. Using alternative formula yung gagamitin natin para mabilis tayo, no? Now, ito yung formula nyo. Now, ngayon, ilipat natin to as single functions at the left side of the equation. Ngayon, hanapin nyo yung una. Derivative function in terms of x is here. So, ngayon, unahin muna, ganito ang technique. Unahin nyo muna yung may x. Para, ngayon kasi marami. Ano ang derivative nito? 3x squared. Ano ang derivative? Since ito parehas tong constant, 0. Ano natira? Ito na lang. Next. We have the derivative function in terms of y. Alin dito ang may y? Ito lang. Oh, then at the rest, constant to, 0. So, ito na yung first derivative nyo. Then, simplify, ito na yon. First derivative pa lang yan. Ngayon, how about the second derivative? Since ito, fraction siya, anong derivative rules ang gagamitin nyo? Of course, quotient rule. No? Hindi siya uubra ng chain rule. Now, ito yon. Ngayon, ano ang gagawin natin? In implicit derivative to, hindi derivate, the derivative of terms with y must be multiplied to y prime. As always, hindi nyo siya magagamitin ng alternative formula. Instead, you are going to use the standard formula by simplification. Now, ito na yon. Ano ang u? So diba ang derivative law, ito. Ano ang v? 2y du 3 negative 3 derivative ni x squared 2x minus what is the u? Negative 3x squared times dv. So 2 times 1 derivative kasi ni y, then multiply it also to y prime. All over what is the v? 2y all raised to square. Hindi lang y ang naka-raise, itong dalawang to. Next. Ngayon, sinimplify natin. Negative 3 times 2x, negative 6x. Then, we have 2 times 1 times y prime, 2y prime. Then, ito, ganun pa rin. Mamaya natin ito i-simplify. Ngayon, hinihimay-himay natin siya. 2y times negative 6y, negative 6x rather, is equal to negative 12xy. Minus negative 3x squared times 2y prime is equal to negative 6x squared and y prime. Then, what can we do next? Ito, distribute nito. Ayan, naging positive na siya. Ngayon, mapapansin nyo, may y prime dito. Pero, ang hinahanap natin, y second prime or the second derivative. So, di ba masyado siyang upward? What can we do next? Here. Ngayon, ano pong ginawa natin? Ano po, nasan to? Ito di ba yung value ng ating first derivative? Na ngayon, isa-substitute nyo dito. Ayan, meron na tayo. Ano tong pula? Cancellated siya. Ang 6 nyo magiging 3, di ba? Then, ang 2 nyo magiging 1 na lang. Such as ito na yung lumabas. O, diba? Ngayon, ito na lang yung natira. Anong gagawin natin? Multiply nyo to. Diba, in laws of multiplication fractions to a whole number, let us imagine this, it has a one denominator. So, 3x squared times negative 3x squared. So, pinasimple ko lang yung solution natin, ha? Pero, kung tatansyahin nyo, ito na yung multiply nyo. O, anong result? Negative 9x quantity 4. Added tong exponent, ha? Kaya po, 9x4. Ngayon, hanapin nyo yung LCD ng dalawa. Let us imagine this has the denominator 1. What is the LCD of this? 2. Y. So, ngayon, y times 1. Y times negative 12xy is equal to negative 12xy squared. Next, y divided by y is 1 times negative 9x quantity 4 is equal to negative 9x quantity 4. Ngayon, in division, ngayon, pansin nyo, fraction tong numerator. Ngayon, we are going to use the division of fraction. So, I have a technique in division of fraction. Kesa i-reciprocate nyo pa yung baba, if you still remember how to solve a complex fraction, you are going to multiply the extremes, the outer, and the inner, or the means and extremes sa kung paano kayo nagsosolve ng ratio and proportion. Just simply multiply this, and what's gonna be the result? So we have negative xy squared minus 9x quantity 4 all over 4y cubed. Kasi added to eh. Automatic, di ba, may 1 kayong exponent. Plus 2, hindi 13 ha. Now, ngayon, what is this? What is the purpose of this? Anong gagawin natin? How do we apply the point 1, 2? Yan. Finding the first derivative and the second derivative at the point 1, 2. Ngayon, this is a coordinate point, if I'm not mistaken. Diba, ang arrangement is we have x and y. Of course. Diba? Anong x nyo? 1, y nyo 2. Ayun. Substitute. Ito ang first derivative nyo, hindi ba? Ngayon, ano ang x nyo? 1, 2. Ngayon, ano ang first derivative nyo? Using the point 1, 2, we have negative 3/4. How about the second derivative? Ito, mahaba-haba to. Ngayon, 1, 2, 1, 2. Ngayon, paano to? So, what is the square of 2? 4 times 1, 4. Then 9 times 1, quantity 4. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. 4 pa din. Diba? Next, 4 pa rin. 1 rather. So, times 9 is negative 9. Then, multiply, we have 4 times negative 2 is negative 48. Negative 9 times 1 is negative 9. Ngayon, since same sign, add mo siya. Negative 8 plus negative 9 is negative 57 all over 2, or simply negative 57 over 32. So, that is the point stand for. That is the purpose. Kaya huwag kayo malilito kung sakali. Now, I added some activities. Ayan, activity 1, find the first derivative. Ito ay depende lang sa inyo. No? Kung kayo ay kasali sa aking, kung kayo subscriber at pwede, I don't know kung pwede i-post ang sagot dito sa comment, no? I don't think so. So, basta wala lang, try nyo lang. Ayan, that is the following activities. Activity 2, ito with coordinate points na to. Ngayon, ito, di ko siya nalagyan ng point. So, ito, try nyo lang at 1, negative 5. Yan na. Para di lang. E-edit ko na lang siya kung sakali. So, yun. Tapos na tayo. So, I guess so, magpo-proceed na tayo sa integral calculus in my incoming videos. So, for the meantime, my vlog all about the estimation of parameters in statistics and probability will be discussed as soon as possible. So, yun lang. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.